Hello everyone and a warm welcome to today's session on Career Site Manager. Once you start actively sourcing profiles against the positions that you're working on, you end up with a huge database of applications from which you need to select the right candidates to fill your position. With every new position that you work on, the size of your candidate database keeps on growing. As such, CSM makes your job of managing this huge database easier by providing you with smart filters and clusters that help you filter out and get the exact candidates that you are looking for. With less clutter and highly relevant candidates to work on, the task of identifying the right candidate for the right position becomes much more simple. So let us first log into CSM. If you want to access all the candidate profiles that are currently available in your system, you just need to click on the All Profile links. This page is called the profile inbox of your system. Right now you can view all the profiles that you have access to in CSM from under this All Profiles link. So currently there are 1744 profiles that have been sourced into CSM from various places, and you have access to 1744 profiles. So whenever you are working on any position, you have to go through all these 1700 plus profiles and find the ones that satisfy the particular criteria for this position that you're trying to fill. CSM makes this activity stress free for you through cluster options that are available on the left hand side of the page. So let us take a closer look at how these powerful cluster options in CSM make our life easier. Often there are some positions that we work on which require candidates who have garnered a rich experience in a particular industry or field, or have completed their education from certain premium institutes, be it their engineering degrees or their MBA degrees. As such, it becomes necessary to be able to identify such candidates very easily. What we have done is we have closely studied candidates, their qualifications, their experience over time, and identified a particular pattern for the best kind of profiles overall, and have developed a logic to identify and mark out these premium candidates. As such, by a single click on the show only premium option which we have provided here, you can filter out and see only such premium candidates which are available in your list. So out of the 1700 plus profiles that you have, if you click on the show only premium option, you will find that there are 150 profiles which are matching the premium description. That is, these are premium candidates. So if you see the first profile that you have here, it's someone who is working in a senior role of zonal manager for sales, has done an MBA from a premium institute, who has also done his BTech from a very premium institute. As such, CSM's powerful filter option allows you to work with the best candidates in just a single click. Next up, we also provide you with the option of directly filtering out candidates based on specific work experience, education, location, industry criteria, etc. using CSM's clusters. So if you just scroll down on this page and check the left hand side, you can filter out based on location, company name, functional area, role, industry, CTC, designation, experience of the candidates that you're working with. So if you have for example, if you click on the location option, from 1700 plus candidates, there are 188 who are from Bangalore, 150 who are from Delhi, and so on. You can also again filter people out on the basis of the companies that they are from, basis the kind of functional areas they are from. If you want people who have worked in the HR field or the IT software field, you can just select that particular cluster and you'll get those candidates only. Similarly, you can select multiple functional areas or multiple cluster options together and get a combination or mix of kind of candidates that you need to work on. So let's say you're looking for candidates with a CTC of 5 to 7 lakhs currently, and who have been working for 2 to 5 years and have that kind of work experience. Then what you need to do is simply select the CTC field and select the 3 to 7 lakhs option, and in the experience field, select the 2 to 5 years of experience. So you find that there are 346 candidates who have 2 to 5 years of work experience and a CTC in the range of 3 to 7 lakhs. You can then check out these candidates and perform other pipeline actions or contact them and see if they're interested for the particular role that you're working on. Now, for every profile that is available in the system, there are certain actions that a recruiter can perform on that profile. A recruiter can simply view the profile, for example, by clicking on the name of the profile. So I clicked on Gopinath's profile and I'm able to view his entire profile in detail. I can then go ahead and mark the particular profile's status. So for example, Dennis is in the rejected status. I can go and mark him as a prospect. I can simply download this profile. I can send an email. I can forward it to one of my hiring managers, or I can add it to a different requirement as well. I also have the option of deleting the profile. We'll touch upon all of these actions in greater detail, but what we're trying to tell you is every profile can be worked upon by the recruiter in multiple ways. So all these actions are again important and need to be tracked from a recruiter point of view, because we need to understand which candidates have been worked upon and which candidates need to be processed by a recruiter or other recruiters in the organization going ahead. If a particular candidate has provided his or her contact number, recruiters have the option of marking that particular profile as called, message, or call not picked. For example, Shruti's phone number has been mentioned here. I can mark that as called and then I have spoken to Shruti. This is important because once I mark this particular status as called, other recruiters in the organization know that I have already reached out to Shruti and spoken to her to understand if she's interested in that particular role. In fact, even when I, as a recruiter, am checking tomorrow, I also know that Shruti has been already contacted and taken her interest in that particular role. Similarly, if I had clicked on Shruti's profile and sent an email to her, I would know that Shruti has been contacted by me via email to understand if she's interested or not. So it is important for me to be able to track all these actions so that I can work more efficiently when performing my recruiter actions. So all this can be tracked by recruiters through the profile activity cluster, which is available in CSM. If you click on this profile activity cluster, you have two options: processed by me and processed by anyone. Processed by me shows all those recruiter actions that have been performed by me against all the candidates which are there in the system. Processed by anyone shows any recruiter actions that have been taken against all the profiles that are visible to me in the system. So inside processed cluster, we have the options of viewed, emailed, called, messaged, call not picked, call not reachable, download, start, and status change. This means that clicking on the viewed cluster will show me all the candidates whose profiles I have viewed by clicking on the candidate's name and checking the candidate in CV details page. If I select the email option, so this will show me all the candidates who I have sent email to. Call shows me all the candidates I have called. Messaged, call not picked, call not reachable, all the other statuses which I can pick from the call section. Similarly, clicking on downloaded will give me the list of all the candidates whose profiles I have downloaded. Clicking on start will show me how many candidates I have rated. This is important because I understand that these are the candidates who I have closely checked and marked as a potential highly rated candidate or a lower rated candidate, and I can take an action accordingly. And I can also understand what are the candidates where I have formed a pipeline action and moved them to a particular status. Processed by anyone cluster is also important because I, as a recruiter, will be able to understand which candidates have already been processed by other recruiters in the system. So it will allow me to take actions on the candidates who I can see accordingly, so that I don't end up calling the same candidate who has already been called by another recruiter in my organization for the same position or vacancy that I'm working on. This helps me in ensuring that I am not wasting time in duplication of effort. We also have the not yet processed option in clusters, which allows us to see all those candidates on which no recruiter action has yet been taken. Next, in the clusters, we can also find out what the source is from which the particular profiles have been brought into the system. As you know, CSM allows you to source files from multiple channels, from Naukri, from your own career site, from Resdex, from emails, from uploads. So it becomes very important to understand which particular source your profile is from, and this can be obtained from the source cluster. So by clicking on the source cluster, you can see that there are 848 profiles that have been added to the system manually. There are 382 profiles which have come through applies from Naukri. There are 318 profiles who have applied via career site, and so on. This is often very useful for identifying what source is giving you the best kind of candidates, so that you can give more focus to that particular source. Another important cluster is the added by cluster. This tells you about which profile has been added to CSM by which particular recruiter. For example, Vipin here has added 1636 profiles. whereas CSM demo 3_3 has added only 4 profiles in the system. This is important for tracking which recruiter is responsible for getting which profiles into the system. Another important cluster is the star rating cluster. Recruiters can also provide their own star rating to profiles basis how good they consider a profile. They can mark a file from 1 star to 5 star depending upon that particular profile's validity against the position that they're working on. So as we already discussed, Shruti's profile matches the position that I'm working on, can just mark Shruti as a 4-star or a 5-star profile, and it will show me that this has been marked as a 4-star profile by me. Similarly, this option is provided in CSM cluster, and it allows you to select only those profiles which are highly rated profiles in the system. So I can just click on the 5-star and 4-star profiles which are there in the system and only work on these profiles, because I know that these are profiles which are very good and the probability of them solving my particular requirement are high. So this allows me to directly work on only the best profiles and helps in increasing my productivity and reducing the time that I take to close a particular position. A few other options, clusters, which have been provided to make your work easier are provided under the More Filters option. For example, as a recruiter, if I'm looking for certain positions which are only for female candidates, then I have the option here of selecting the female candidate only cluster, and this will show me only those candidates who are female. Another important option is the verified email option. Naukri has a huge database of candidates and verify the email IDs as well as mobiles of the candidates. As a recruiter, CSM clusters provide you with the option of selecting only those candidates who have verified email IDs and verified mobile numbers. So by selecting the only verified email or verified mobile number option in clusters, it is helpful because it allows recruiters to only contact those candidates who have genuine mail IDs or genuine mobile numbers. So recruiters end up spending less time on just trying to call up people and not reaching through them because of the mobile numbers or the email IDs being incorrect. So this improves recruiter productivity greatly. As such, this entire session would now have given you a good idea about just how powerful CSM clusters are as a tool and make recruiters' life much simpler. This also brings us to an end to today's session. Log into your CSM account, check out the candidate profiles that you have received, and use CSM's clusters and filters to get the best profiles for the positions that you're working on. In case you want to know more about clusters, you can always contact us on csmhelpdesk@naukri.com. Have a great day.